All right. If you're paying $20 a month for Zapier, just stop. Now, I've talked about this tool before, and that is n8n. And it's a completely free automation tool that is actually way more powerful. And unlike Zapier over here, there's no monthly fee, no task limits, and you own everything. By the end of the video, you'll build your first automation from scratch. And this is for beginners. So we're going to start off nice and easy, nothing complicated here. Alright, so what is n8n anyway? n8n is an open source automation tool. No, think Zapier, like I said, but it's free. And when I say free, I mean actually free. No trial, no credit card, no gotchas. Let me show you what makes it actually different. So you can self-host it, which means it's free. However, I want to be transparent here, and it's not 100% free if you use a VPS, which you should use a VPS. However, I'm pretty sure you can self-host it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Like on your actual local computer. It's not the smartest thing to do, but you can. Alright, so we're going to go over here to n8n, and I'm going to go ahead and open up my self-hosted on the VPS, which is like only $5 a month. If you go to Hostinger or even do a DigitalOcean, you could use DigitalOcean or Hostinger. I think Hostinger is the easiest for n8n for sure. Alright, so we're going to jump right into it. I'll go back and we'll start a new workflow right here. YouTube, okay, yep. Here's my demo already set up right here. Alright, so for the first one, we're going to do, like I said, we're going to keep it very simple. And this is the n8n canvas. If you've never seen it before, I know it can look intimidating, but it's actually very, very simple. Way simpler than Zapier once you actually get it and understand it. So let me walk you through exactly what everything means. Alright, so our left sidebar here, this is where the home is, our overview, your personal, and your workflows. And this is where the center lives, right in the center of the canvas. This is where you build, you drag and drop, and you can execute your workflow, you can save your settings, and this is where you can change the actual workflow's name. I named it to YouTube because I'm doing YouTube simple demo for you guys and how you can actually do this. Alright, so the first step we're going to do is we're going to click add a node button right here. So every single automation, it starts by clicking this little plus button right here. So here's where all the apps and triggers, and you can search for pretty much anything. So our third step is going to be Google Sheets, right? So we're going to type in Google Sheets. There we go, right? There's way many more integrations, probably 400 plus, Google, Slack, email, webhooks, and many, many other AI agents, other tools. So, all right, so now we're gonna build something, right? We're gonna create a simple automation that sends you an email every time someone fills out a Google form that you can put on your website or wherever you want to put it. All right, so every time somebody fills out that Google form, you want an instant email notification with their info. So we're going to build this step by step, very simple. All right, so first step, we're going to go over here. Before I show you any more on n8n, we're going to go over to Google Forms here, right? And it's very simple. Here's our contact form demo right here. Okay, so what's your name? what's your email, and what do you need help with. Right, so the short answer text for these, short answer text, and then the long answer text or a paragraph for that one. All right, so this is our form link over here. Right there, you just want to click, copy, respond to link. Right there. So now we're going to go to responses right here. Now what this does is automatically puts the response from this Google form, and it's going to link up to your sheets, right? So for instance, this is what I filled out. What's your email? test@gmail.com. We need help with life and n8n. It's typically a good one, right? And then this one, I forgot to delete it. It came with the first form. So now you can get email notifications for new responses. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this. Now we're going to view it right in Sheets. This is where you connect it. So now it imports with the test that you filled out right here. That was all I did. Yep, and here it is. Okay. So you created it and then you published it, right? And now every time somebody submits that form, it's going to add a new row right here into your Google Sheets. All right, so now we're going to go back to n8n over here, and now we're going to add the node finally, right? So we're going to search for that Google Sheets again, Google Sheets, and then we're going to click it, yep, and then we're going to do on a trigger. Now, we want to do it on a row added because anytime someone fills out that form, it's going to go and add a row to your Google Sheets, right? So we're going to hit row added. Very simple. Now right here, what you got to do is create a credential to log in. So you just hit this right here, and then you put your client ID and your secret. If you guys want to know how to do that, it's very simple. You just go to the Google Cloud Console. If you want me to get deeper into that, I'll go to another video. But for now, very simple. You just hit sign in with Google once you have those two. Then choose your account. And then this is my app right here. You want to continue. And then, yep, see, I already did this, so continue. And then, boom, the connection was successful. All right, so now the connection is successful. We're going to find the spreadsheet right here. Okay, we're going to go contact form demo right here. Right, and then we're going to go in the sheet drop down. We're going to do trigger on the form responses right here on the row added right there as well. And now n8n, it's watching this Google Sheet. So every single new row, that automation is going to run. All right, so step 4, we're going to do a fetch a test event from this, right? Boom, and there it is. There's a timestamp, what's your name, test, email, test@gmail.com, what do you need help with, life and n8n, like I said before. All right, so now this is all our test data that appeared that I filled out the form earlier, so you wouldn't have to get bored with all of that. All right, so now we're going to go to, let's see, we're going to go to Gmail, right? So very simple. Once someone comes and gets this stuff, we're going to want to send an email, right? So now we're going to hit the plus node again right here. And now we're going to search for Gmail right here. There's Gmail. We're going to click it. And then we're going to send a message. Quite simple. Same thing. Credentials, login, do all that stuff again. And now our operation is going to be send, right? We're going to send the email. And then we're going to do to whatever email you want. We'll go a duplicate of mine. Alright, we're gonna put that one in. And now, let's see. Right, we're gonna go over an email type. We want it to be text, right? Not HTML. And our subject could be, let's say, hi, and then what's your name? The output from what your name is. In this case, I put in test. So we're gonna go over and drag this right here. Oh, that didn't work for some reason. Hold on. All right, let's see. Expression. Here we go. You just drag it right in there. That's your subject for your email, and then your message. You can do whatever you want, what do you need help with, what specific area of life, and n8n do you need help with? Right, or you can go even deeper and you can connect an AI agent, you can have it personalized and have it do API calls. But for now, like I said, we're going to keep it simple. Alright, so now a little trick that I like to do here, if you go to the append n8n attribution there, this will make it, if you toggle this on, it will not show this email was automatically sent by n8n. Sometimes it can look a little unprofessional, so that's a little trick I use, if that helps anybody. Alright, so now all we're going to do is we're going to execute that step to ensure everything works, right? So we're going to execute like this. And then it should have sent. So now we're going to go over to my Gmail, the test account that I showed you. And now we're going to go to our inbox. And then here it is. Right? And I actually forgot to untoggle the n8n appending. That's really funny. But it's alright. For this demonstration, we're going to take it off. There you go. Alright, and it was really that simple. That's all automation is. We can get way more complex. We can, like I said, we can add AI agents, and we can do HTTP calls and many other things, right? But this is something that's completely free if you self-host it. If you want me to show you how to self-host it too, put that down in the comments, and I can make a new video on that if you want. So now we're going to name the workflow. I think I already showed you at the beginning, but we'll go back to it. So we're going to go back to Canvas, and right here, this is so you don't lose track of what everything is. This is your form. We'll change it now. Form submission. Google Forms here. Google Form submission. All right, so yeah, and that's all. Like I said, that was a very simple one for beginners. I can go way more in depth if you want, but now I don't touch anything. Now, once anybody fills out that form, wherever you embed it, on your website, it'll hit that sheet and then automatically send an email. So now, every time they fill out the form, right, you can make it personalized too. So it really depends on your form as well and what your offers are. So, the possibilities are endless. You can add a Slack node. You can add, like I said, AI agent. You can do, another Google Sheets if you want to track things. And then you can do HTTP requests. Like I said, you can do webhooks. You can do so many other things. It's only limited by your creativity. So, and unlike Zapier, each of these would count as a task, costing you money. And then it's unlimited. You can run 1,000 automations every single day, and it's still free. All right, so that's it. It's free, powerful, and like I said, it's easier than Zapier once you get the hang of it. Now, here's what you should do next. You should build this exact automation I showed you. Pause the video, follow along step by step if you want, and then comment below that you built it. So I know you actually did it. And if you get stuck, comment your exact error and I'll personally help you fix it. And next week, I'm showing you how you can use n8n to automate your entire sales pipeline for free. So subscribe so you don't miss it.